Ta-da! Awesome. Hi, guys. Welcome to Wellness Workshop. We are live at the club. We have some ladies from drumming. Say hi, Lauren. And we have Penny. Hi. And we've got all of you lovelies jumping on. So I just want to say, first off, I want to acknowledge all of you guys for taking time out of your day today to do this. So whether you came for a workout, whether you did a workout this morning, this is the time that you've given to yourself today, it's really just important to, this is a win. This is already right off the bat a win. Plugging in is a check. It's a success. So that's really important, you guys, that you take those moments and we acknowledge them, because that's where the momentum comes from. That is where the momentum comes from that we get to continue and build, right? It's like that big snowball that just keeps building and building and building. But we have to be willing to add to it so that it gets that momentum. So when we say, I did it today, when we think of what did I do good today, I showed up to a call. There's lots of people that aren't on this call or taking 10 minutes for themselves today to listen and to grow, right? So I just really want to acknowledge every single one of you guys for being on here. If it's your first time on Zoom, I would like to welcome you. It's a super effective app. I do ask that if you can, try and keep your lines on mute unless you're going to come off and speak. And we can teach everybody. If you're new to this, we can definitely walk you through. It's super easy app to use, but keep your lines on mute so that everyone can participate. So what I want to talk about first is we're just going to kind of review the challenge. So for any of you guys that are doing the challenge or have questions about the challenge, I want to make sure that you guys have all those questions answered. So I'm going to go through the basics of it. So the challenge details, it did fire off today, so January 7th for those of you that are already registered. We do have extended registration till January 9th, so till Wednesday at midnight. You can still, people can still register, so if you have people wondering what's going on, they are still welcome to register. It is a before and after, so please make sure that you check our announcements. So I'm going to actually share a screen with you guys here right away and show you where you can find these, but we do want to make sure that your photos are mailed in. So even if your photos are taken at the club, please make sure that they're still emailed into nourishmorinville@gmail.com. They get dumped into a file folder and they're safe and they're secure and they're all in one place. So come the end of the challenge, we're not wondering where photos went or something got missing. It keeps it easy and efficient so that everyone is we're focused on getting the results and good nutrition. With that, also, you guys, I want to hear some goals. So I'm going to talk a little about goals and goal setting on this call, but just know over the next couple days that I'm going to prompt you guys to get a little uncomfortable and share them, because when we speak them, we hear them. And when then all of a sudden it becomes more real. We can think it all we want, but it stays in there in our head, just like all the other thoughts that go through our head. So when we speak it, it's not so much about telling someone else, it's about telling ourselves. So I'm going to talk a little bit about goals before we wrap up this call. Get your pens out. Dates to remember. February 22nd at 6 p.m. I will make an event on our Nourish page as well. That will be our celebration and recognition night. So that is the end of the challenge. The challenge will end February 18th, and we want to make sure that everyone gets recognized. We're going to do a big fun party at the club. So at 6 p.m. on February 22nd, it'll be our challenge wrap-up party. We'll be giving away the prizes that day, and it's also a time for you to invite your friends and family so they can come celebrate with you, because there's going to be a lot of people that are excited and motivated by what you're doing. So this is really a community event of celebrating success and acknowledging all the hard work. So make sure that you've got that in your mind that you're attending that already, because that's kind of the finish line, right? And we always want to make sure that we're at the finish line, because then that's where we can actually really see how far we've come. I'm going to jump over. I'm going to share the page with you guys. So if for those of you that have weighed in, awesome. If you haven't, or if you need to at home, please message me. And weigh-ins, you're welcome to do them as often as you want, right? So if you do want to come in once a week for accountability and a check-in, you are absolutely more than welcome to. If you would like a one-on-one, please message me. We can schedule a time, set aside 20 minutes that we can go through. We can do a weigh-in in private, and have some time to discuss and really give you motivation or answer some of the questions. If you've got vacations coming up or things that you're dealing with through the 6 weeks, take 10 minutes and let's share, let's get perspectives. There's lots of tips and tricks that sometimes are a little more unique to your situation. So don't hesitate to reach out or post on the page. because lots of people have done some challenges before. And one thing we really do is we learn through teaching. So by posting on the page, you give a lot of other people in the group the opportunity to really solidify their habits as well. And it's a way we get to support each other. So if you do have questions, you can always post on the community page, and you're going to have a whole bunch of amazing people supporting you, giving the tips that they've learned, and maybe they've gone through the exact same thing that you're going through right now and can tell you a success from it. So that is that. I'm going to jump over to the page right now. So I'm going to share screen with you. You guys get a little glimpse in my Facebook. So don't tell anyone. Just make sure we've got it open here. We're in the FitChamps page. Perfect. So I'm going to share screen. There we are, Google Chrome. Share screen. Can I get a thumbs up if you guys can see it? Awesome. You can see all of your amazing snacks. Look at this. What is that? Oh, yum, beef. Okay, there we go. All right, so what we've got here, you guys, is you're going to see this is in, obviously, my desktop browser. It's going to look a little different on your phone, but the big thing I want you guys to see is this announcement section. Okay, so the announcement section is Facebook. It should prompt, if you haven't seen the post, it'll be one of the first posts that you see when you do log onto the page. But the announcements is where you'll find basically all of the posts that we have that you need to know. If it comes from the ad, like if it comes from a coach that's information that's relevant to you, you will find it there. Okay, so you can see in the announcements already, we have today's challenge, right? So you go through this, we've got a wonderful little motivational video. I do suggest that you watch it, even if it's not first thing in the morning. Take 5 minutes out of your day and put goodness into your brain. It's got our challenge, so kickstarting today was just drinking more water. Keeping it super simple. Post your breakfast in picture, tag your accountability partner, and then for those of you, so if you're on this page or you're watching this recording and you're not in the challenge, you can do all of these things. All of these things. If you are in the challenge, please make sure that you click this form. It's going to pop all up, and every day there's going to be a log for you to fill out. So these logs will run Monday to Friday. The weekends there will not be a log, okay? So that's just, don't look for them on the weekends. We all have a different routine, but Monday to Friday is how you qualify to be in first place, to win, and you have to finish the challenge by completing 75% of the logs. Okay, so you have to participate in 75% of the logs. So it's super easy. Enter your email address, enter your name, answer a couple questions, hit submit, done. There'll be a new log every day. So if you guys, please make sure that you grab that, and it'll be in the post that you will find day 1, day 2, day 3. It'll be under the announcements. You can also find here under the announcements our challenge checklist. Make sure you've gone through all of these things, that you have completed the registration form, whether you've paid at the club or sent an email transfer. Make sure this form has been filled out and you've received the welcome email. You want to choose your meal plan, which I'm going to go through in a minute. Also make sure, please plug this call into your calendars. You guys, this is your momentum. This is where you get to plug in. This is where you get reminded every week of, oh yeah, this is what I'm tackling, and this is my intention, and this is the forward motion. This is where community gets built. So you really do want to make sure you're plugged into these calls. They're super valuable and super important to your success and your consistency. And then here it's got on their schedule our recognition night. So when it's done, post, I'm done. So there's a whole bunch of you in here that have already been posting. That's awesome. And again, another thing in the announcements. So the announcements is what I wanted to show you guys. The general discussion on the page is going to be busy, and that's fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. Please take time throughout your day, scroll through here, answer questions, get to know the other challengers. Lots of opportunity, right? This is Matt's supper, and this is what I love. I think I saw bits and pieces of this. So Matt is on the road today. He's traveling. So this is his supper that he posted, and then he showed here that, you know what, he had some of that bread, but he also knew he didn't eat all of it, and he walked away from it, right? He pulled my trick. I will smash my napkin into my food if I know the waiter isn't coming soon enough. I'm like, no, I'm not eating you. So if you're ever struggling in a restaurant, napkins are really good because it's not appealing anymore. So this is the power of the page, is that we get to see what other people are doing, get little tips and recipes. So you want to make sure that you contribute to it, because that's how everyone gets inspired. Right? So by everyone contributing, everyone playing full out, everyone gets the opportunity to get inspired. So do you guys have any questions? Is there any details left with the challenge? If you need to, either post in the chat or come off mute really quickly, and I'll make sure that those get answered before we move on.
How is the winner being determined?
Aha, beautiful question. All right, so the winner is being determined. So you will need to make sure that you're after photos are submitted as well. Those will be taken. We'll create, everyone will go through the end. You create your little collage. The after photos will be sent with your final numbers, so your weigh-in and your measurement, okay? So they'll get a full perspective. It's being sent to over 10 coaches. So it'll actually go through my team and my friends, and Nikki Hacker, some of you might know or follow her on my page, Layla Jalul, they're a bodybuilding couple out of California. So all of the challengers, they'll get a Google Drive that'll be sent with everyone that completes the challenge. Each of those coaches will pick their top 5, and then those numbers will be tallied together based on who got the most votes in the highest percentages will then take first place. So it's a completely different team, people that don't know you, but I can guarantee that they are cheering so loud for you, because these are the people that I get accountable with. And so they're kind of like family, but they will be the ones doing the voting, so that it's going actually international, just so you know. Any other questions? Good. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to go through some of the meal plans. Who in here, if you guys, I'm going to flip over to, please give me a raise of your hands if you're off, if you've had the opportunity to look through the meal plans. Awesome, we got one in here and that stuff. Okay, so we got awesome there. So the meal plans, you guys, are they're general. While they might look like they're super strict, you get to make them exactly how you want to make them. So the one thing I'm gonna do, I'll actually flip back to the page here. So for those of you that are watching this recording, you're gonna find, I should share screen. Bam, share. All right, so you're gonna find in our albums, so in photos right here, and then into albums, you're gonna find meal plans. We've got A, B, C, and then shred plan A, shred plan B, and then grocery lists and options. The big difference, you guys, between meal plan A and shred plans, okay, so I know what you want to do is, what is your number one goal? If right now your number one goal is to lose weight, please pick one of the meal plans. If right now you're at a weight that you want to maintain and you want to see yourself get leaner, right? So if you're not really concerned with losing more weight, but you'd like to lean out, tighten things up, that is when you would be on the shred plans. So if you want to drop weight, focus on dropping weight first. It'll be much easier to build muscle and maintain muscle at that when you're at the weight of your desired weight. Okay, so that is, if you guys have questions on that, you can please reach out to me personally. I'll answer those questions for you. But just a general rule of thumb, if your number one goal right now is to drop, you want to drop 20 pounds or whatever your goal is, focus on that. These plans are built to help you maintain muscle. So you'll maintain the muscle that you have, and then when you're at the weight you want to be at, then we'll start looking at the next step of the journey of building muscle. It's easier to focus on one thing. You're going to be able to dial it in. You're really going to be able to, focus and move faster forward in that direction versus trying to do 3 of the goals at once. Break it down into incremental steps. You're going to find in the long run, it's going to be exactly what you're looking for. So I hope that makes sense on the difference in the plans there. You're going to open up into the grocery list and the options. So what, you guys, I want you to do here, these are just options. These are ideas to get your brain going if you're not sure what you want, right? So you've got lots of different things. I love my vegetables. I always try my very best to stick to greens. I consider vegetables. Once you start moving into your beets, the cooked vegetables here are more along the line of being your carb component. We're going to break this all down over the challenge, but I'm just letting you kind of go through. When you're building your meal plan, go through these lists and just highlight things that you like. Okay, turkey breast, I eat that. Chicken, I eat that. Cottage cheese, I eat that. My list from my husband's list will be completely different. I won't eat prawns or lobster, and he won't eat cottage cheese. So this is where you make it your plan. Don't feel like you have to eat these things that are on there. I want you to pick foods you like. It has to be something you like. If it's not going to be food you like, you're not going to be consistent with it. So go through these pages, get some ideas, see what other people are eating on the page, ask questions. Your number one focus is you really want it to be as lean as possible and as complex as possible. The better your choices are there, the better. So then I'll just give you guys I'll flip to one of the meal plans here, and then I'll go back off share screen. Photos, albums, And so we'll do meal plan C. So if you're 180 plus and you would like weight loss, okay, so this would be a meal plan for you. So you can see here on Monday, okay, so you've got two options. So you got right? So you can have your shake for breakfast, right? 2 scoops Formula 1, 2 scoops PDM, and then tea. This is, right, tea is our fat burner. It gives us our energy. It keeps everything balanced and moving. Or you can have a protein and starch and fruit and tea. So what would that look like? That would, for me, the protein and starch would be eggs and oats. It would be an egg and a wrap. It would be turkey sausage, and we could do turkey sausage, and if you wanted to do like a whole grain pancake or something like that. Your thing is you want that starch to be as fibrous as possible. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what that looks like. It's not chicken and broccoli. It's 2 proteins and a starch. Okay. Next would be your protein snack. This could be, I do Bev Mix for my protein snack. I'm getting 15 grams of protein, super easy, super quick. It could also be a hard-boiled egg. It could be a cheese string and a turkey deli meat roll-up. It could be plain. It could be turkey breast and green beans. I've had for snacks, you guys, when I'm really dialed in, I'll do 4 ounces of turkey with a cup of green beans as my morning snack because it's a protein and it's got my fiber that I want in it.
It's delicious.
And it's delicious. That's right. Taco turkey's my go-to for everything. And then basically, again, your shake or your protein snack. So it's kind of a plug and play. You get to make it as strict as possible. What I do ask is that you actually plug in. So it's not like, okay, yeah, I bought some groceries. I've got some food in the fridge. I'm doing this. What are you doing with that food? It's really great to go and set yourself up for success and have all the food available to you. But if your vegetables aren't washed and you end up getting stuck in traffic and you walk in the door and your protein is raw and your vegetables aren't washed, are you going to feel like you want to make dinner? If you got like we all have had those days. If it doesn't go the way when we left in the morning, we had every intention of having an hour to make dinner, and we were going to make this beautiful chicken stir fry with fresh cut up vegetables and all these things. And we get in the door and someone's cranky or, work didn't go the way we wanted it to. We didn't drink enough water. So we're kind of hangry a little bit. Are you going to sit down and take an hour and chop up chicken and cut up your vegetables and wash things? And probably not. So when you come home from the grocery store, when you go and do your shopping, shop with intention. Shop knowing these vegetables I'm buying to make a stir fry on this night. And then when you get home, I wash these vegetables, I prep these vegetables, and I stick them in the fridge so that I'm ready to make a stir fry on Tuesday night. Does that make sense? Right? So I'm not asking everyone to eat out of Tupperware. I do for my family. I would say 5 out of 7 nights a week. We have 20 minutes, and I would rather spend that 20 minutes eating with my daughter than cooking for my daughter. So we do a lot of really pre-prepped meals. My turkey's already cooked. My lettuce is already all chopped. All I got to do is throw it in a bowl and mix for taco salad. But it gives me the time to spend quality, right? I have quality time with my daughter versus cooking in the kitchen and the madhouse that comes from that. We do definitely have sit-down meals. But we do those on the days that I know, twice a week or so. So hopefully that helps you guys. What I do ask is that I will post a blank meal plan. And if you're just getting started at this, I want you to print it off and I want you to fill it out. I want you to have intention of like, I'm eating this at this time on this day at this snack. Is it okay if 1 or 2 days a week, maybe you miss a snack or maybe you forgot to grab something so you have to come up with a variable? Absolutely. It's not about being perfect, but it's allowing yourself to have as many successes as possible. And we get there by planning for it. So that would be my request to you guys is especially these 6 weeks, give 6 weeks out of the year. I'm not even gonna say out of the challenge. These first 6 weeks out of the year, give yourself some tools. Work on building build yourself a tool cabinet of things that are going to empower you to just really get through those crunch times. When that engine blows, you got the wrench and you've got the pre-cooked freezer slow cooker meal that you made a month ago because you had time then and you've learned these things really support you when you need it. So that's the meal plans. Don't just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Pick foods you like and enjoy it. So I think that's all that I had to go through today. What I did want to talk about lastly is goals. Goals are super important. I've done some major goal setting. Anyone that's been around me the last little week, I know, but every year I've learned a little bit more about them. And this year I took some big goals and I chunked them down. I chunked them down into legit daily tasks that I know today, if I do this in 365 days, we're going to be here. It took a little bit of effort. It took a little bit of accountability. It took a little bit of ownership because I made it so real and so attainable that I also know that if I don't do this daily, I'm not doing the work to attain my goals. So I have that whole extra level of accountability. So I'll share with you guys, like mine is a financial goal. And I took my financial goal for the year. And if I were to wake up in the morning and say that goal to myself, every single time I woke up, it would be overwhelming. Like, holy molies, I have to make this much money this year. I'm going to make $85,000 this year, right? That's a big number when you wake up in the morning, like, how am I going to make $85,000? Where's $85,000 going to come from? That's a big number, right? Just like 50 pounds is, or just like, 7, whatever your goals are. My first 10K, the goal should be big. It should be exciting. It should be something that you want to reach for. But if you leave it there, it's also something that's beyond your reach most of the time. So what I want you to do is I want you to take that goal down. So I took my goal and I broke it down into months. I'm going to make this much this month. I'm going to make this much this month. I looked at the year. I looked at the season of my business. I looked at, how things are building and retention and all that stuff. Okay, so then I broke it down into month. Do you know what I did then? I broke it down for month. I broke it into stream, right? So which stream of income is this going to come from? Whether it's, retail or this or that or that, I was able to break it apart. So now when I wake up, I know that this month I need to find 10 new customers and I need to help 10 new people. I need to get 10 new people set up on a program that's going to help them get new goals. But that's a lot easier to wake up to and go into intention versus 85,000. So I just totally shared my books with you. I'm glad. But I think that it's important to be transparent because sometimes those goals need to be big. They should be big because you deserve them. You deserve them. And so I want you to take those goals, find those goals, but don't break them down. Break them down into, okay, I want to lose 50 pounds this year. That means I want to lose, 6 pounds a month, right? 6 pounds a month. That's not that big of a deal. 6 pounds a month. Lose 6 pounds a month, that's about 1 pound is about, 1 pound is about 3,000 calories. So I need to find that 3 times, I'm doing my math here in my head, teachers are online, 3 times 6 is 18. So that I need to lose 18,000 calories over the month, right? Divide that by 30, that's getting too big of numbers. But realistically, you could break it down to your calories in versus calories out. All of a sudden, that 50 pounds becomes 300 calories a day. Becomes a half hour on the treadmill and not eating that extra donut, right? It could be the difference of a coffee or not, depending on how you drink your coffee. So by first allowing yourself to have the goal and then breaking the goal down into little bitty increments, it becomes crystal clear on how exactly you're going to get it. And I want every single one of you to be empowered with that. I want every single one of you to be empowered knowing that I'm going to do these simple 3 things every day. And a year from now, I'm going to look back and go, yes, I did it. Because you deserve it. You totally deserve it. So that is our first call. Next week, I'm going to ask you guys to come with some shares, come with the opportunity to introduce yourself over the next week. The page is going to be super busy, which is great. So intermingle, get connected, plug in as much as possible, because in the long run, it's really going to help you find what's best for you. And you're going to find your new rhythm. So with that, you guys, that is our call. Thank you so much for jumping on. For those of you that are watching the recording, we say hello. Please post your highlight in the comments so that we know that you guys joined in with us, and we will see you on the page. Bye.